Hello there, and welcome to a rather snowy Simon's Shed. Thanks to everyone who's watched and subscribed to the channel so far. I'm really pleased and very surprised with how many views I've got so far. It's fantastic. Now, today's video. There are lots of different aspects to model railways. Some people are into their ultra-realistic weathered models. Some people are collectors, collecting tons of locos. Some people like to recreate a specific place or era. Some enjoy making beautiful scenery. For me, one of the best things is sort of controlling it all, driving the trains. I want points that I can change without actually, using the hand of God and touching them. And eventually I've got this aim to have a working gantry crane on the big layout for freight containers, so you can load and unload freight trains. But anyway, that's for the future. But on a similar theme, today's video is about automatic uncoupling, and to achieve that I've purchased some of the Dapol easi-shunt magnetic couplers, as well as obviously the magnets to activate them. As you can tell, I have been playing with these already, so let's have a look at the magnets first, because that won't take long. So they look like that. Oops. They look like that, and they are magnetic. Yes, they. You cut away some sleepers and put them in the track bed, and yeah, that's all there really is to say about the magnets. So we pop those there. The magnets are £5 for two, but if you place them strategically, you won't need to put that many. I'll talk a bit more about that later. But now let's have a look at the couplers. So I've bought the short arm ones. There are a long arm version which are better for tighter curves. So for around 20 squids you get a box of 10 like this. So if you were thinking of replacing every single coupling on your rolling stock, it would get very expensive quickly, but I'm just going to put one at each end of a rake of wagons or coaches or whatever, so it shouldn't be too bad. They come with instructions, and can't really see, but there's a tiny bag of springs there, replacement springs, which hopefully I'll never have to fit because they look really tiny and fiddly. So yeah, we've got the instructions in terms of how to fit them, removing the sleepers, fitting the magnets, and carefully fitting them in, and instructions on how to use them in terms of coupling and uncoupling. I'll talk about that more in a minute. So I think we'll have a closer look at one, see if we can get closely zoomed in. There we go. You can see the little metal pin at the bottom, which is what moves the jaws apart when it goes over the magnet. Don't know if you can see. There you go, the tiny little spring at the top there. So yeah, really intricate. Obviously the NEM socket at the bottom. So yeah, you just pull out the standard coupler and slot it into the NEM socket, which does lead me on to one annoyance. Not with these are great, but I bought a few Graham Farish wagons recently. These are new releases, but they don't actually have NEM sockets in any of them, so that's a little bit annoying, and obviously means you can't fit these without sort of hacking about with the coupler yourself. Anyway, after a bit of searching, I found that these focus iPhone Dapol 8-plank wagons do actually have NEM sockets. So if we put these at the end of the rake, then we can obviously use the connectors on those. But yeah, just check carefully if you're buying rolling stock and you intend to fit these. So enough of the jibber jabber, let's see how they work. Okay, so they actually have 3 modes, and the first 2 are the obvious ones, coupling and uncoupling, so let's try coupling up. So you can see, even with that really light wagon, couples up no problem, whereas I found with the standard ones that sort of light wagon would just bounce off and roll away. And as you can also see, if we go over the magnet, which is obviously here, it stays coupled up. So let's try uncoupling. So if we stop near the magnet here, move away, there we go, no hands, fantastic. So the third and final mode is the push-shunt. Now this is a little bit less reliable in my experience. So I've added a little bit of weight to the wagon, which seems to help. I've also raised the magnet in the track, which also seems to help. So let's have a few goes at this. So we uncouple as usual, but then if we push the wagon, I think that's recoupled, isn't it? Yeah. Pull away, push, there we go. So as I say, a bit less reliable, but now we can couple back up. You can see how reliable the uncoupling is and the normal coupling. Let's give it another push. I think it's recoupled that time. Oops. There we go. So if we can get that working reliably, we could just put a magnet at the sort of main entrance to the sidings, for example, and then just push the rake into the actual siding to reduce the number of magnets that you would use. I found that also going around a tight curve while you're pushing also can very often cause it to recouple, so that may be a factor on your layout. So yeah, I've had less success with that, but it is really cool when it works. Can't wait to try it on a proper layout with sort of gentle curves and see how it works on there. If not, I guess you could just have a dedicated shunter loco with sort of file down coupler, or so that it's flat, so that it can just push a rake, but we'll see. So yeah, overall for me these are worth it really, just for the reliable coupling. When you add this automatic uncoupling as well, then yeah, these are really great and highly recommended. Okay, thanks for watching, I'll see you soon.